The next bill we're going to hear is House Bill 7659 by Representative Ajello. Representative Edith Ajello is here. This creates the Lila Sapinsley Compassionate Care Act to provide a mechanism for terminally ill patients to choose the end of their life using physician-prescribed drugs. Welcome, Representative Ajello. Do we have the sign-up sheet?
Thank you. Thank you, Chairman McNamara and members of the Health, Education, and Welfare Committee. Just a brief correction, Mr. Chairman, it's Lila.
Lila, I'm sorry, Lila.
Lila Manfield Sapinsley, who was my senator during my early time on the East Side raising children. And then I was her representative for a while, and then she moved to what is now Aaron Regenberg's district, and she died in 2014. When Lila died, she had been working on this legislation, compassionate care in dying. Lila was in her 90s, I believe, and had watched a number of loved ones and friends die painful, long deaths. And she saw this legislation as a way to relieve that pain and allow people who so chose some dignity in their dying. The legislation is patterned after a law in Washington, Oregon, and the state of Vermont, which would allow a person who has a diagnosis of 6 months or less to live with a fatal illness, with the agreement of 2 doctors that find the person is in good mental health, understands what they are asking, and has in fact a prognosis of death within 6 months or less, would allow the doctor to provide a prescription for the individual for a drug that would bring about death. The patient would have to take that drug themselves in their home or where they're living. The patient would need to sign a statement witnessed by 2 people that they wish this prescription, and the 2 witnesses cannot be people who would benefit by the person's death. Can't be a spouse or anyone who has any interest in the estate of the patient. I think it's very carefully written, very thoughtfully written legislation. As I said, it is patterned after Washington, Oregon, and Vermont. I've thought about this a lot over the last year or so since introducing the bill first last year and hearing some talk about it prior to that. A constituent of mine died this winter. He had been very ill. And at the end, he refused all fluids. He refused all nutrition. So he brought about his own death by refusing to take nutrition and fluids. That was a painful death. It was painful for him, and it was painful for those who cared about him, watching it, caring for him as he died. This legislation would provide something quicker and not painful. I think it makes good sense. I think too many people in last stage of life, in severe pain, are so drugged by morphine, my own mother was, that they are in a stupor where they're not aware of where they are, who they're with, whether it's day or night, not able to eat, not able to take fluids naturally. I don't want that for myself, and I think other people don't want that. This legislation would make that possible. I am happy to answer questions.
Any questions? Yes, Representative Rico Brooke.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just wanted to say that I was actually at, just this morning, I was at Laurelmead, which is the retirement community that Lila lived in. Actually, she sort of ran it until her passing last year, and there were a number of folks there who couldn't be here tonight, but there was a lot of support for this legislation, a lot of admiration, obviously, for the former senator, and just wanted to share their strong support from a large number of people who were there this morning.
Okay. Thank you.
That's good to hear.
Any further questions?